Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and not digitally pictured on your screen, is F% producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with California Dream and the 1971-72 California Golden Seals Golden Glory, Part 11. Jeff, last week we had 2 episodes because, why not? We had time, so let's get her done, including one very long hour and 40-minute episode where we broke history.
Yeah, paid
And
off in
we,
the
we
end.
came
I
to,
mean, as you can see from our shiny gold champion 1970-71 NHL badge there.
which surprised us.
And yeah, champion California Golden Seals. Just go back and take a look at exactly what happened. There's the.
We are up on Steam right now.
Oh, good, it finally worked. Okay. That's what happened in the playoffs. We made it in, and we were we were first in the division, but still kind of expecting to lose to the Blackhawks, who we tend to have a lot of trouble with. They're still one of the original 6 teams, and we're technically an expansion team, even though it is 5 years later now, 4 years later.
Yeah.
So cruised past LA in the first round, and which was a bit of a surprise because they had played us pretty tough through the season. And then because of the way the playoffs work at this point, we wound up crossing over to play against the Bruins. And we should have gotten crushed, but the Bruins have had some goaltending problems. They haven't really, they, I think, lost Eddie Johnston in the draft, traded away Jerry Cheevers, and haven't really settled on a good starting goalie. And we wound up beating them in 7 games because of it. And then we went on to play
Whoa.
the, what?
No, sorry. Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
Nothing. I'm talking to myself.
Okay. And then we should have lost to the Rangers, who were the defending Cup champions and were easily the best team in the league. But somehow they never really came out, and we knocked them off in 5 games. So we are the defending Cup champions. Just headed, we've done through the draft. We picked up and managed to trade up in the draft to pick Larry Robinson. This is the big 1971 draft, which is,
Well, we traded away our starting goaltender.
yeah, their cup-winning goaltender because we had another better one coming up. But I mean, you can see this draft is ridiculously loaded. It's a Dion LaFleur draft, and Robinson is in there too. Bunch of Hall of Famers. Boreas Salming as well. It doesn't even go till the 9th overall pick in this one. So we managed to move up enough in the draft to get Robinson, and because Adam is hell bent on reassembling the 1970s
I
Winnipeg
did
Jets.
not. That is absolutely untrue. Jeff,
Hang on.
I was
Let's
ready
just
to
count here.
Psalm.
Ernie Wakely, Jet. Dave Judd Dunn, I think he was briefly a Jet. Lars Eric Schuberg, Jet. Dan LeBratton,
Okay.
Jet. Willie
I
Lidstrom,
was going to pick
Jet. Alf
Schubert,
Nielsen,
and
Jet. Anders Hedberg, Jet.
I was going to pick Salming, and you're like, take Hedberg, bring over Hedberg.
Well, we didn't
And
need
then I
another
still
defenseman.
debated if we had, well, that was the thing. We didn't really need another defenseman, but
Yeah.
I was very tempted to. And even when Salming started falling, I was just about ready to trade for the 10th pick, but then he went a pick ahead.
Yeah. So anyhow, what I've done, we're through the off season then, and I've set up all the training, redid a few of the tactics and some of the player roles with the players evolving. Didn't really fit anymore, so I've updated those. So in theory, we should be even better this year,
Here's
assuming the
hoping.
goaltending goes out and Gilles Meloche is ready to be the starter. So we'll
But
find
the
out.
Swedish invasion is on.
Yeah, and we off to a good start, 4-1 win over the Flyers, and Nielsen has a couple of points.
Truth be told, we should probably be signing a Swedish goalie
Oh,
just to
okay.
really round out the group.
Got a new request from the owner, and we need somebody that plays well with Dennis Hull, which may kind of make sense.
Okay.
The only problem is the 2 guys on his chemistry list are his brother, who is going to be a tough one to pick up, and Doug Jarrett, who has to be, oh no, he's only 27. Huh. That might be doable. I thought did Jarrett go to the league quickly? Not played until, yeah, he kind of faded out by the time he was 31.
Well, see, the one I got in my game was a lot better. Just fix your roster weakness.
Okay, so what I can do fairly quickly, I could do something like. Wonder if they'll do Kearns for Jarrett. This should be a relatively easy one to do.
You want to give Kearns up?
We've got a lot of depth at defense right now. It doesn't really. I mean,
All
Kearns is going
right.
to have trouble fitting in as it is.
I mean, Bob Murdoch might be the better one, but I guess he's a year younger.
So I'll offer it and see what they do. Might have to throw in a draft pick or something, but I think we're close on that. There's our old goalie, Cesar Maniago in Toronto, and he beats us 4-3. And naturally, Dennis Hull, the guy we're trading to get chemistry for. Oh boy, that's not good. Out indefinitely with a ruptured bicep tendon.
Oh no.
So at least we've got a lot of depth at left wing. Lowell McDonald can basically step right
Step
onto the
up.
first line. Do I need to? No, I think I'm okay with leaving the lines like that. Okay,
Yeah, our center depth kind of sucks, but
Sabres. We got a Canucks offer that I don't want to do because we're trying to get that defensive thing sorted out. Try a fourth rounder.
oh, there's a barn burner trade in my game as I'm advancing. Ted Irvine and a first round pick goes for Gary Unger and a fourth rounder.
That's interesting. That's yeah, conceivable. In divisional game, Chicago 4-1 win. Apologies in advance if I wound up coughing in your ear through this. Well, Adam's going to get it inevitably because I can't mute the channel to him, but I'll try to do it for the show. I'm still, whatever cold I had seems to have come back, or I got a new one, and it's knocked me out for a couple of days. Okay, and the Sabres will do it. Kearns and a fourth rounder for Jarrett. So we'll do that, and Charlie Finley is happy because we got a guy that plays well. Oh, that's fitting. He's injured too.
Of course.
Although he is 2.5 stars. That's I think we only saw him as 2 stars, so that will
Oh, that's
actually
not
be a
good.
bit of an upgrade for us defensively. So that's the owner knew what he was doing in this case. Thank you, Charlie Finley.
Don't worry, he's got a pair of white skates ready for him.
Jarrett can't have 4, but he can have 2. Oh, wait, he's not even in the lineup. And we blow out the wing 7-2. Alf Nielsen with yet another big game. I'm just going to check. Do Hedberg and Nielsen have starting chemistry in this? No, not yet. The way it works in historical with the chemistry, just because the way players are added to the game, it doesn't really, unless it's, I can't remember, there's a certain order they have to go in. Sometimes you'll get the real life chemistry, sometimes you won't. If you'll get all the chemistries at the start of a game, but the new guys being added in as rookies won't necessarily show up with chemistry with the guys they had it historically. Still trying to
Which
figure out a
makes sense.
workaround for that. Yeah, I'd rather have it the other way. Just haven't been able to figure out how to do it in a way that isn't going to take a bunch of time during the game. Okay, we've got back-to-back games and everybody's tired now. So I don't want to get anybody hurt here. So I will just swap out a couple of the guys in the 60s, which seem to be the centers. And with a mixed lineup against the former Cup champions, Wings, 3-3 tie. Oh, fantastic. Now Lowell McDonald, who we had in to replace the injured Dennis Hull, is out for a couple of weeks with a hip flexor strain.
Okay, I had to look this up because I wasn't sure. Uh, Yeah, I had to go back and check. So Hedberg and Nielsen didn't actually even play together in Sweden. I mean, they did for the national team, but they weren't with the same club teams.
I thought they were. They did come over at the same time, though.
They did. They came over at the same time, but looking just as a quick peek here, it says Hedberg was with Dirge Gardens,
The Gardens, yeah. Okay.
and Nielsen was with AIK.
Okay.
So.
And season ticket sales, even though you keep increasing the price, seems to be up a little bit.
Well, it reset the price.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to check that. So Bob Berry now gets the first line spot, playing against his real life team, the Kings, and we wind up losing 5-2.
And I'm sorry, we went from $4 to $7 a ticket, which granted in 1970 was probably a decent chunk of money. But we're the Stanley Cup champions after all.
Yeah, it's $7 a ticket, so it did get the increase. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
what went wrong the first time. I don't know if we saved it wrong or did something else.
No, I think it must have reset.
Okay, so anyhow, Jarrett is ready to go, so Murdoch comes out for him.
Still hard to believe our total goalie age doesn't match the age of our first goaltender on the Seals we had, even though he never played for us.
Oh, Plant, yeah. And we get a 1-0 shutout over the Penguins. So probably warms up our goalie heading in.
Yeah, again, if you missed our previous one too, we drafted Gilles Meloche in the first round in the draft before, so he's 21 years old as our starting goaltender.
Yeah. And our farm team is in Baltimore this year. That's changed too. I think it was Providence the last couple of seasons.
It was, yes.
Okay, and we at the start of the season, so surprisingly, Philadelphia's waived Jerry Cheevers, who hasn't really had a good. Oh yeah, right. He was backing up Perrant after Boston moved him, and then they picked up Dave Dryden. So now I want to see if that meant Ken Dryden finally. Nope, Ken Dryden got stuck behind Jules Gilbert. No, wait, is he injured? He's injured. Okay. So he finally gets his chance, and he breaks his arm.
I mean, Gary Cheevers wouldn't be a bad ad if we wanted to keep Edwards down a little longer.
No, I think I'd rather bring along Edwards for. Taking another look at the waivers. Jude Drouin, though, 2.5 stars, and towards the beginning of a pretty good career. That's a little more tempting because I think Ron Buchanan is at the point where he's going to start to decline. He's only 26, but didn't have I think he had basically the 72-73 season was his good one, if I remember, in the WHA, and then he went downhill. Yeah.
Well.
So Duran will be useful for us in the mid-70s. I'm going to put in a claim for him, but not Cheevers. We'll see if we get either one. We'll have the lowest priority on the claim list. Montreal gets.
Say we were the best team last year, obviously.
Is that headline wrong? Or yeah, there's a. That's weird. There's a new headline. There's a new news story saying that the Canadians have waived Duran, but they haven't. Oh no, wait, they have. Wait, why is he not on the waiver list? What's going on here? Oh, there he is.
Did he get sent straight down?
No, I just looked at the wrong screen. It's my fault.
Ah.
I will claim him again. But meanwhile, we got our home opener against the Kings. And
Jeff, apparently your mic is sounding a little low.
Sorry, that's probably more my voice than the mic, actually. And it can probably only get worse from here as I keep talking.
P-Walk says, go blue, go wings.
Let's sit a little closer, see if that helps. Okay, McDonald is close to coming back, so I'll just leave Barry on the first line for now. Dave Dunn is waiver exempt, so I'm going to send him down to Baltimore. But other than that, no other changes. Opener against the Kings. We kick off the defense of our cup with 5-1 win, and Bob Barry on the first line because of the injuries gets a couple of points.
Nice. Other than Bob Bear being on the first line.
And
wait, Bob Barry's on the.
Yeah, because McDonald was in for Hull, and then Barry was in for McDonald, and the Penguins claimed Ryan this time.
You didn't want to move Lebet?
And now we got another scout request, or another owner request from Charlie Finley, who's we're gonna see a lot of these because Finley is, as he was historically said to be a very active owner. We need to find a scout whose home region includes California, which doesn't seem that useful, but hey, he's the owner. Let's find
Pewog still says you're a little low again. If you can, change it at all.
So a little closer. I'm turning away from the
mic
a bit, yeah. Is that any better like this?
You sound better in my ear.
Yeah.
I mean, you sound okay in my ear, but again, it's a little bit different too for what I get versus what the stream gets to.
Yeah,
just
hang on, let me see if I can move the mic down towards me a little. Hopefully that helps. Okay.
That's what happens when you're sick.
And Marvin Milks is our scout. We hire him, and that should immediately.
It's a pretty normal amount here, Pewog. Haven't had any for quite a while.
Oh, should I have waited to do that? Toronto, California. And the Leafs, with our old goalie Cesar Maniago in goal, beat us 3-2, but Bob Barry is again the second star. So using his first line time well. And Gordie Howe becomes the first player to ever hit 1,800 points. And it looks like he's off to a pretty strong start to the season. 43 years old, still going strong. Now McDonald is back, so hey, I don't really want to take Barry out the way he's playing. I will take him off the first line, put McDonald in there, but then I'll take Lebet out and put him in for Barry. Assuming Lebet hasn't, Lebet's done okay, but not great. Give Gary Edwards a start against the Flyers. Got to play the backup at some point, and it's still a 5-1 win. And Lowell McDonald, third star. And Dave Dunn, we just sent down, managed to get suspended for a game.
Very impressive, actually.
Dick Redmond temporarily out with a swollen ear. Let's Bob Murdoch get back in, and we've got the Canucks, who were a new expansion team last year, and we crushed them 8-3. Bill Goldsworthy with 4 points, and we're off to a good start. First in the division, Bruins are undefeated. Did they finally fix their goaltending? Ah, they did, sort of. They got Wayne Rutledge from Chicago. So he's 3 stars. He's developed a little better than he did in real life. But now they finally got solid goaltending, so they're going to be a problem in the playoffs for us. And who has Chicago got in goal now? Oh, they got Chico Resch. And what was the other goaltending situation? It was, the Canadians with just waiting. They're still waiting. How far away is Dryden? 1 or 2 months. So we'll see. Should be the number 1 once he gets back. And we'll play Milosh against the Penguins, who he played for towards the end of his career in real life. 5-1 win. Dick Redmond is healthy, yes. Murdoch comes out for him. Haven't seen much of Barry since that first couple of games. Is he producing anymore? No, tailed off a bit, so I'm going to swap Labette back in for him.
P-Wog says, off topic, but will we ever see a Canadian team in the NFL go Detroit Lions? Probably not.
Nope.
I don't know why they would.
Yeah, as long as they can. I mean, occasionally, whenever the Bills get into trouble, they'll play a couple of home games in Ontario. They don't have
20 minutes away.
The Bills just don't want to give
They
up.
haven't done that for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want to give up that market. They basically own that now.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so we got the Bruins here.
There's hardly any stadiums up here that it would fit the size anyways you would need.
And we destroy the Bruins. So they had their backup goalie, Mike Curran, in, who we had. He's the guy that we beat in the playoffs last year. And we take him apart this time, 7-2 win. And the media praises Milosh. We haven't been getting along with the media, so I will agree completely with them.
Well, I mean, you should versus our...
It's interesting. Veli-Pekka Katola on our farm team has a long assist streak. Let me just take a look at the Baltimore stats. 10 points in 9 games for him, although he's still only showing half a star. And let's see.
You got any training on him?
No. Who's the guy I was looking at? Palmquist, who was with us for most of last year, but rarely played.
I mean, Pekka Katola was actually, a pretty decent player.
Yeah, well, I mean, he didn't have much he came over too late and played for Colorado, like in the early 80s, just after Don Cherry was there. So the team was no good, and he was in his 30s by that point, and he kind of went downhill quick, so.
Well, he was with the Jets, and then Calgary for a short time.
Yeah. Rookie Anders Hedberg gets his first star game. With goal and assist as we beat up Gordie Howe in the wings. And now the media is praising Redmond. Sure, whatever. You're geniuses. Do you like me yet?
No.
Still harshly critical of me. Gonna take some more.
We won the Stanley Cup, so why?
Oh, Barclay Plager did something our former defenseman, who we traded to the Hawks, is out for 7 games.
Did we trade? Didn't he go on the waiver draft?
Oh, did he? Yeah, he might have. Interleague draft.
Interleague draft.
10th overall. Yeah. The off season. Basically, the waiver draft only happened during the off season instead of the start of the new season.
I forget their names. My apologies.
Penguins again, and we get a 2-2 tie with them this time. And that's interesting. Michel Bellemare, who'd been the Toronto goalie, despite being fairly low rated, had a really good season as their starter last year, but I guess got pushed out because of Maniago, and they trade him for 39-year-old Donnie Marshall and Gary Curtis, the backup. But I guess Maniago is settled in as the starter in Toronto now. And we got the Bruins again. Do we get the starting? No, they got Mike Curran again. Why isn't Rutledge playing against us? Do they not expect to beat us anymore? Although they beat us 4-1 here, so.
Maybe they got a better plan then, I guess, against us.
No, they're just using Rutledge against... Curran has actually started super hot. 980 save percentage, 1 shutout, and .48 goals against average. That may be why he's getting a little time.
Yep.
And we lose 4-1 to last year's expansion team, Buffalo Sabres. And now the media doesn't like Dick Redmond. Okay, well, even though you said the exact opposite a few games ago, we'll agree with you again. And development report, mostly the young guys. Although Hedberg and Nielsen are going up, so is Robinson. That's good. So is Savard. So the key guys. Bill Goldsworthy, not good news. He's arguably our best player. Has slipped a little bit, and Lowell McDonald as well. But we are healthy, so that's good. How's Labette doing versus... that's fine, I guess. And Schuberg or Murdoch? Leave Schuberg in for now, but I may change that in a few more games. Budget looks okay. And the owner is satisfied. And playing the Penguins yet again. And Rogie Vachon, man, shut us out 1-0. And back against the Rangers, replay of last year's Cup final, and we get shut out again 3-0. That's not good. Our scoring's kind of dried up here, and now Jean Pronovo is out for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to put Barry in for him, and we'll have to juggle lines around each game. Try that against the Leafs, and they got Gary Kurt, the backup, in against us. 5-2 win. And Schuberg solves the decision on whether or not to take him out for me by getting hurt. So Bob Murdoch is in for him. And an elderly, well, only 32, but he was kind of fading out by this point, Gilles Tremblay. Available from the Leafs? Don't think so. And Curran in again for Boston. And we beat him 2-1 this time. Injury situation hasn't really changed any, so we'll give Gary Edwards the start against the Blues. And 2-0 shutout for him, first of the season. And is Pronovo healthy? Not quite. Anybody need to come out here? No, we'll go with that. It's rookie Chico Resch in net for Chicago, and they beat us 5-3. Bobby Hull with the hat trick. Speaking of the Hulls, how is Dennis coming along?
Slowly, I feel like.
Yep, still showing indefinite. That is not good. Don't tell me we've lost him for the whole season. At least Pronovo is healthy again, so Barry goes out for him. And against the struggling Canadians, who are now 4-13, we get an easy win. Oh, wow, hang on, just noticed this. Look who's atop the Eastern Division. The second-year Vancouver Canucks.
Something must be broken there.
Yeah, how did that happen? What's going on? Okay, yeah, they got Gilbert Perreault in the draft. That's helping, and he's getting nearly 2 points a game. He's having a huge year, and he's...
Yeah, that's more the reason.
Yeah, that's... Look at the scoring. He's dragging everybody else along with him. It's just basically him and Dennis Hextall and Bobby Schmaltz on the first line, and then there's just nothing after that.
And their goalie's making every save, apparently.
No, not really. Well, oh yeah, 938 save percentage. Michelle Plass is off to a hot start, and even Andre Gill, the backup's doing fine.
Well, that's why I said
So,
if one guy's scoring at 2 points per game, nobody else is getting much. Well, the goalie's got to be standing on his head.
any other expansion team from that year is Buffalo. We got a 2-2 tie against them. They're doing reasonably well as well, I think. Roy Edwards available on waivers. No, thank you. Schuberg looks like he's almost healthy, but not quite. So we will go with the same lineup against the Leafs. And we drop that one to them. Yeah. Okay, Schuberg is healthy, but is he at 100%? Yes, he is. So he goes back in for Murdoch. And do I want to change anything else here? No, McDonald's been doing okay. No, we'll leave that as it is. And give Gary Edwards a start against the Rangers because I don't think we're winning this one. Yeah, 4-1 win. Surprised me. And Gordie Howe in the wings next. 3-1 win for us, so I think we're getting back on track here after a momentary scare.
Well, our goalies are heating up, I think, right?
Not super hot.
No, not really.
Milosh against his other future team, the Stars. We get a 4-1 win over Tony Esposito.
So are you trying to save money by keeping 2 open roster spots?
Only 21? Yeah, I guess I should probably.
You actually dressed 18 of 19 as
Oh,
well.
well, yeah, I didn't even realize. Okay, I'm an idiot. I didn't realize that the roster
So
size had gone up.
Wayne Rivers?
Barry.
I just pulled the game to full screen there, Jeff. So you're short-handing the team.
Okay, that was stupid. We're so good that we can win. Whoa, okay, look at this. I just checked the NHL team. Kevin Morrison is up to 2.5 stars. Do we have... Oh, I could send Murdoch down, but he's waiver... I'm going to bring up... Instead of bringing up another forward, I'm going to bring up Morrison instead. And swap him with...
Before you start doing that, take a look at the transactions and trade block and see if anyone interesting sitting on there.
Okay, hang on one sec. Let me... No, I don't want to take him off the trade block.
I feel like us running 4 centers would be better if we had the opportunity to switch a winger for a center for someone who made sense.
Yeah, I think Labette can play a little bit of center. I'm not really seeing anything interesting other than Gary Dornhofer, who we dumped on Montreal a couple of years ago, and he is really struggling now. But he's a winger. We don't really need another one of those. Only center high on the list is Murray Oliver, who's 34 years old.
So. There's a Swedish Nielsen if we want to continue the Swede invasion.
We give Morrison 1 game, and if he's really up to 2.5 stars, we lose 5-1 to the Sabres. And Hedberg got himself injured for 1 to 2 weeks, so Rivers will go on for him.
Oh, you moved Hedberg down to third line center?
No, he was third line wing. I'm keeping on the same line as Nielsen.
Oh, sorry, Nielsen on third line. Wasn't Nielsen on second line last year, I believe?
Nope, Buchanan. And I'm going to try shopping Morrison just to see if we get any interesting offers, preferably a forward or maybe a pick. So we get washed up Eddie Shack. No thanks. Duke Harris, Bill Hick. No.
Bill Hickey, who was a SEAL originally.
Ah, there we go. I think I got one here. Jim Lawrence is only showing 2 stars for the Rangers right now, but he was a good player through the 70s, and he's a center, which we're just looking for the other alternative, Kurt Bennett. Also a decent player, a little younger, but no, I think I'm going to take Lawrence for Morrison.
And we have some center depth, but we could definitely have more. So
yeah, and what I can do now is
dress another player.
That too.
Get Soberg back in.
I'm just gonna redo the whole line. So, actually, I'm gonna take.
Well, Lorenz dropped 1.5 as soon as you got him.
That'll get back up as soon as we get him playing some games, I think. Oh, he said it's a shadow too, which doesn't seem like a great role for him.
I think having 4 centers might help us a little bit.
Yeah, they were tiring out a bit. I noticed. Yeah, don't want him as shadow. He's playmaker is his best role.
Well, if we can get Nielsen a little bit higher, we could move our number 1 center down. Okay, you know what? That's what it was. We had he was down because he got hurt. We had him playing more third line, so we had Nielsen playing second line and having Buchanan as our number 1 center. That's what worked in the playoffs. That's what it was.
Okay. So Bob Berry temporarily in for Hedberg. Other than that, I think we're all set up now. See how this new look lineup does against the Blues. 2-1 win, good enough. And player of the month, Joe Malash is the goalie of the month. And as a reward, he gets to sit out the next night against Minnesota. 2-1 win for Gary Edwards, who's having an okay rookie year. Take a quick look at him. Yeah, well, okay is kind of understatement. 5 games, 1.20 goals against average. Maybe we need to play him a little more often.
I would point out, if anyone who is not familiar with the California Golden Seals, and you're watching the stream for the first time, you might notice the Seals jerseys you're occasionally seeing look familiar because they look like the San Jose Sharks Reverse Retros 2.0s from a couple of years ago, which were designed to look like the California Golden Seals. I really like those Shark jerseys.
Yeah, and 3-0 shutout with Malash and goal over the Hawks. And now Buchanan's hurt, so it's a good thing we did pick up Lawrence. How bad is 2 to 3 weeks? Not great. I think I'm actually going to bring up a center from
Baltimore.
Yeah, Milt Black.
From the Clippers. Palmquist did really great for us last year, I'd point out.
But Patola is leading the team in scoring, and we wanted to take a look at him anyhow, so this seems like a good time to do that. So Buchanan will go out for Catola.
How's Larry doing, by the way, this year?
Larry,
as in our number 1 draft choice.
16 points, 27 games. Pretty nice. And he's up to 2.5 stars. He started the year at 2.
Yes, he did. Nice. So you said Montreal's doing bad. It's because we robbed Montreal of all its players.
Yeah, Catola is willing to wear number 13. Rare player.
Serge Savard, Larry Robinson.
Yeah, true enough. They didn't get Lafleur in the draft. Speaking of, how's he doing? Leon with the Penguins is off to a very good start. Lafleur with the Stars, not quite as good, still decent. Lafleur was a little slower to break out in real life too. It was, look at his
Yeah.
real life stats. First couple of years, 60 points, 50 points, 50 points, and then 120 points nearly. So it'll be a little while before we see the big explosion from him. 4-4 tie against the Flyers, and hopefully we start getting some injuries back soon. Not Buchanan is gone for 2 to 3 weeks. Might as well put him on the injured list. Hedberg still sore back, and Dennis Hall still showing injured. I'm tempted to cheat and look at the length in the editor, but probably just going to depress me. Redo the lines with Hedberg out. 3-3 tie against the Penguins. Hedberg's still out. Gary Edwards getting the start. And 4-4 tie. And despite Hedberg going out, Nielsen gets a couple of points, and Hedberg is back. Good. And does that put him? Yes, that puts him back in the third line. Gonna bump those two up to the second line just as long as Buchanan's out. And shut out the Bruins and Doug Jarrett, our owner, pickup. Oh, this isn't good. I'm getting asked to delay treatment for Dick Redmond, which means fractured foot. It's only 2 or 3 weeks, so Murdoch gets some playing time again, and Redmond to the injured list, but I am not going to delay treatment. And I need to call up a defenseman now, so Dave Dunn finally gets to play in a regular season game, potentially. And the media likes Show Melarsh, so sure, we agree with that. Media relationship should be coming up. Let me check it again. Yeah, it's only critical now instead of harshly critical, so we're gradually improving it. And Gordie Howe on the wings up again. 4-3. We've been playing them pretty well this season. And the last place Canadians up next. Throw the backup in against them, might as well. And we get a narrow 2-1 win. Hedberg is healthy again, second or first star. Dick Redmond almost back. Take a look. What's going on with the Canadians? Dryden is healthy again, so it looks like he just came back, so that'll help. And it looks like it's not the 70s dynasty, but it's still a pretty solid team. They should be doing better than this.
Well, don't say that too loudly.
Cornway, Unger, and Rick Martin. That's a good, solid first line. And then Wolderev, Mickey Redmond, Vic Hadley. Yeah, it's great top six depth. Ooh, get crushed by the Hawks 6-1. That's not good. And Larry Robinson managed to get suspended for 6 games on top of that, so Dave Dunn will get some playing time. And try a little bit out for Barry for a while, too. Nice 9-4 blowout win over the Kings. Geez, look at the first period.
Excellent.
6-3 after the first period alone. So I'm assuming that,
That's
yeah,
a lot of goals.
chased Doug Favell after 4 goals. Our former goalie. Did we trade him to the Kings? Or did he find us? Oh
No,
no, that was via Minnesota. He got.
yeah. I said we sent him to Minnesota was my thought.
Yeah, that's how we got Maniago. And then they traded him
Yeah.
for Oris Kindrachuk to the Stars. And Frank Mahovlich plays in his 1,000th game, and we'll give Gary Edwards the backup start against the Canucks. 4-1 win. Continue to roll. And Buchanan is getting better. Oh, wow. Wayne Rivers has dropped down to 1 star. Just because he's getting no playing time, I think. I'm going to send him to Baltimore just to get him a little bit of playing time, and so hopefully he doesn't get picked up on waivers. Laurent's still at 1.5 stars. That's disappointing.
Maybe put him on the trade block.
No, I'll give him a little more time. 3-2 win over the struggling Canadians. Player poll results, and we got totally ignored.
Harsh.
That seems like an odd choice for toughest goalie to beat, Roy Edwards in Toronto. He's just their backup. How'd that? I gotta check the
Well,
criteria on that one.
he was stupid hot last year, if you remember.
Roy Edwards was?
I think so, wasn't he? Wasn't he have like ridiculous numbers last year?
No, just
Toronto's.
okay-ish numbers for the Kings.
Oh,
Are you
well,
thinking of Marv Edwards, maybe?
I don't remember. I thought one of Toronto's goalies last year was just like stupid hot.
And for like the fourth year in a row, Derek Sanderson of the Bruins, most overrated players, and he's got 4 points in 27 games. So he is just not working out. And in against the Wings, 3-3 tie. And development report is fairly quiet. And Bernie Wolf, our goalie we picked up in the offseason, is the goalie of the month in the AHL.
Nice.
Good news. Not really in our future for any time soon, but still not bad.
I was gonna say, picked up. We drafted him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we drafted him.
Ah, there we go. We finally got a time on Dennis Holm. It's 3 to 4 months away.
Oof.
Yeah. So at least
Back for playoffs, I guess.
potentially, yeah. And Ron Buchanan has returned, and we got an owner update. He's reasonably happy with us. Is this an Olympic year? 70? Yeah, 72 is.
72 is a Summit Series. So.
Yeah, February 3rd, 1 month out. I'll just see if I can get around to that in the stream. And no Buchanan yet, but he'll be back in shortly. Yeah, we dropped 165 to the Sabres. And Buchanan has to go on to the active roster now.
Okay, Jeff, here's
Dick
a
Redmond
better
also
question.
kind of close. Go ahead.
Can you tell me where the 72 Winter Olympics were?
Summer was in Munich. I know this.
I don't know it. I have a guess, but
I should know this.
is it Italy? Was it in Italy? I'm looking. Oh, no, definitely not.
Was it Sapporo?
It was Sapporo.
Yeah. Okay, we
All
got Buchanan back, so Katola is going to go out and probably back down. He had 3 points in 12 games, so not terrible, not great, but. And Lawrence will leave on that Actually, I'm going to... No, I'll leave him in. And Hedberg and Nielsen going to drop back down to the third line for a while, but reunited with Cashman, who they seem to be playing well with. And 5-5 tie with the Kings. A little disappointing. We got a back-to-back against them, but we lost Serge Savard for the second half at bruised neck for 1 to 2 weeks. But fortunately, Larry Robinson is back, and I think Dunn, yeah, that's right. So Dunn just goes out for the other half of that defensive pair now. Dave Dunn getting a little more playing time than anticipated. And Barry out for Labette. He seems to have lost half a star. And try Edwards, the backup in against the Kings. 4-1 win. Edwards continuing to play well. But now we got Ulf Nielsen hurt. Ooh, that's not good. Severe calf laceration, 2 to 3 months. He's going to have to play with it. But that's going to hurt his performance.
A lot. He'll need to move down the lineup probably.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on his fitness. And we get knocked off 5-2 by the Wings. We got Redmond. Redmond is back now, so Murdoch goes out for him. And does that set everything back the way it was? Yeah, pretty much. Until Savard is back at least. A 4-2 win over the Flyers. And the media is criticizing Goldsworthy. I'm just going to say no comment on this one because I don't want to go after one of our best players, and they're praising Pronovo, so we'll agree with that.
Has it changed at all?
Checking that. Still critical, so that just probably canceled each other out. Shuffle Nielsen down to the fourth line spot for this one because he's getting a little tired. And 5-1 win. And now we got a back-to-back against the Canucks. I think I'll leave Nielsen on the third line for the first game and then move him down for the second. No, we lose the first one, 3-2 to the Canucks. And saying Doug Jarrett. So Doug Jarrett has a minor injury. So Murdoch will have to go in for him. But more concerningly, Nick Labette out for 1 to 2 months, so Bob Barry has to come in. Labette goes on the injured list. And I got to call somebody up now. I'm thinking it may make sense to bring up a center to have somebody to swap in for Nielsen when he's tiring out, because he's out 44% now.
Palmquist. Rah, rah, rah.
Dan Maloney's up to 2 stars, though. But okay, we'll try Palmquist briefly. Actually, got room for 2 guys, so I'm going to call up Maloney as well. Add a little toughness to the lineup, although he won't play right away. And Palmquist, who had some points for us last year when we were able to put him in, but hasn't done that much in Baltimore. Gary Edwards getting the second start. And we get a 3-1 win. How did Palmquist do? Not bad. 67 game rating, good defensive numbers. Not a lot of stats though. Serge Savard is ready, although he's at 80%, so I'm going to leave him out for this game. I'll wait until Nielsen gets a few more points. I'll play him. It's back to back, so I'll play him against the second one against Chicago.
Sense.
And Savard should also be 96, good enough. Who's in his spot? Murdoch? Yeah, no, done. And yeah, they're the second pair, that's right. So Murdoch or we'll leave Murdoch in there now, but I may swap him for Dunn. And just to try Dan Maloney out, what role is he in? Agitator, yeah, that'll work for him. Although actually no, for our purposes, we're going to try him as an enforcer. It's getting into the 70s. We're starting to need one of those. And Palmquist for Nielsen, as we said. And the Hawks beat us 4-2. So, Buchanan out with a good game. Yeah, Maloney actually played pretty well. Give him another look. Lawrence onto the third line. 6-3 win. That's better. And Dan Maloney is the second star. Now we got the All-Star Game roster announcement. How many guys did we place? Adnan and rookie Larry Robinson making the All-Star team. Meloche will be the starter for the West Division, and Pronovo and Lemaire.
Not bad.
You can see the talent levels are starting to even out a little bit between the divisions. Nikita Hull, but also Bobby Clark, who's been in St. Louis and has been a little slow to develop, but is getting there. And the Canucks managed to get a cover 3 guys on the Eastern Division team. And 5-3 win over the Flyers. And a little bit of a break because of the All-Star game. Jean Pronovo with 4 points as the West beats the East. And Labette and Jarrett are starting to get healthy again.
Thank goodness.
Our goalies have really cooled off, though. I'm going to try Edwards against Elise, see if we can get the backup warmer, and nope, 2-2. And we're just going to get up to the start of the Olympics. At least we started a little late, so. And we drop one to the Canucks. Development report, oh, not bad. Wayne Rivers still going up, surprisingly at age 29. Done improving,
Well,
that's
that's
good.
good.
Lorentz got a point, also good to see. Oh, that's actually, wait, Rivers went up on the offensive and defense categories, but he's losing physical abilities. Yeah, he's in that point, at that point now. Send our Swedish scout to watch the Olympics in Japan.
That makes sense.
And Canucks again. And 4-2 win this time. And the Olympic Games start today. So this is one of the years where Canada doesn't participate. So it'll basically be the Soviets and the Czechs running over everybody.
Why didn't Canada participate? Any idea?
For a couple of years they didn't, just because it was no fun sending an amateur team over to get completely destroyed by the Russians. Well, Soviets, sorry. And the 72 American team, not a lot, well, some familiar names. Mike Milbury's in there. Bill Nyrup, future Canadiens defenseman. Doug Palazzari, good minor leaguer. Dean Talifas, Rangers and Stars. I've had a lot of no-name guys, and not much in the way of goaltending at all, so I don't think they're going to have a great tournament. And looks like Gary Edwards has a minor injury. We just won't start him. And Danny Grant out day to day with a swollen ear, so Barry goes in for him. And we'll also take Nielsen out for Palmquist to give him a rest. And narrow win over the Canadiens. Go with that same lineup against the Wings. And Edwards is ready to play. 3-2 lost the Wings. What's weird?
I think you had a little bit of internet connection issues, and we've getting some leg desyncs, and I think Steam just went down.
I'm still seeing it okay.
Well, I know I'm watching both of them, and it said it's off. And
yeah, I just got the. Oh no, it came back for me. But I think if we're starting to break up now, this may be. I'll play this one game against Philadelphia and then maybe call it. See how far the Olympics that gets us. Nielsen back in, and Jared is healthy as well, so he goes out for Murdoch, who's at 2 stars though. And I think Dunn can go back to the minors. Not going to need him for the immediate future. And Grant is healthy again, so Barry is out. See if we can get Meloche warmed up a little bit. Yeah, that's good. 4-0 shutout, and Dan Maloney's still in the lineup as a first star. So brought him up as a goon, and no surprise, the Soviets win the Olympics games, or scouts. Basically, the scouts saw a bunch of impressive players, none of whom we can do anything about getting over because they're all Soviets. Harlamov, Petrov. This is basically the core of the team that played Canada next year in the Summit Series. Yeah, so the Soviets, 5 games, undefeated, 35 goals for, 7 against. Oh, the Americans picking up a surprise bronze, though.
It might.
What were you going to say?
Nothing.
USA tied Finland. Lost to the Czechs. Beat Poland. And that's where they got with the medal, the 4-2 upset win over Sweden. And I'm assuming they got wrecked by the Soviets in the first game. 9-1 loss, yeah. Okay, wind up there, Adam?
Sure. So with that, then, thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. You can also reach out to us on our... jumping ahead. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments. with stream archives typically going live Saturdays at about 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for European viewers. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/franchise hockey manager. On Bluesky, we're at franchise hockey. You can find us on Threads or Instagram, as well as X or Twitter. And of course, we have official Discord where you can find links in our game, in our bios, and on our website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Be sure to click on the community button in the top right-hand corner when you're there to take you to official forums. We can come talk about franchise hockey manager, Out Park Baseball, Perfect Team Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything?
No, just taking a quick look through some of their stats, and our prospect pool is still ranked in the middle of the league, so that's reasonably good news. And the Canadians, who are doing terribly, at least have the best prospects, apparently.
All right.
Yep. So got the cough. And position ranks. What I was going to look for. We are number 4. Not bad. Still C tends to be dominated by the original 6, except for the Leafs, who are down in 8th. And how many players do we have? A few of our guys showing up. It's actually surprising. Doug Jarrett showing up as the number 8 defenseman. And we also have 4 and 6, and Robbins coming up too, so the D is looking great. Goaltending doesn't seem like people around the league are impressed by Milosh much. And one quick last work with the roster just to see when we're getting him back. Dennis Hull is now 1 to 2 months, so you will probably get him back for the end for your stream, Adam, hopefully. And Nielsen probably is 1 to 2 months on the calf laceration, so he'll be back at full strength then as well. And nothing else to look at, so I think we'll wind it up there. Do you want it on the depth chart or the GM home screen for closing out?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, on the home screen then. Okay, so thanks everybody for coming out. Hopefully, I think I'm getting back to normal again after the second wave of, I don't know if it's even the same thing I brought back from Florida, but whatever I've had over the holidays knocked me out again, so I will be back in the form a little more regularly now. And we're getting back to work. Everything should be getting back to normal fairly soon. So thanks for coming out, and we will be back next week continuing this game as we're rapidly advancing. I think we're about the halfway point through this now. We'll have when we get up to the Cleveland years. So we'll see if Adam can repeat and get another Stanley Cup for us. That will be in a week from now, so thanks for coming out, and we will see you then.